let's just sew whatever. Hey guys, so I've had some requests to make this its own video instead of being mixed in with other tutorials. I am not the first person to come up with this method. My friend Kylie actually sent me a YouTube video of somebody else doing it. You might be able to search, and if I can remember to look, I'll put a link down below. But it's essentially birthing your bag through your lining and then finishing up sewing the lining through the hole left in the zipper pocket. So a lot of words. I've got my lining complete with the hole that I leave open to turn the bag normally, but if you're working with really thick leather or you've got a lot of interfacing, it gets a little hard to turn the bag through just that little zippered pocket. So instead what you do is you leave your lining unsewn, what you can, and you turn the bag through that and then pull it through the zipper pocket. So I'm going to try and get some really nice views of me doing this to show you guys exactly what I mean. Usually when you're making a bag, you're gonna turn it lining side facing towards the bag. So exterior, wrong side out, lining right side out, put them inside of each other, top stitch around, and then I'll get to birthing it. So give me a minute. All right, here we go. Hopefully I don't get a phone call like I did in the intro. Lining, zippered pocket open, the zipper is open, and my lining is completely left open. This works really well on square bottomed bags, but it's also doable on a round bottom bag, so don't let that stop you. So I'm gonna pull this completely out, and then I'm gonna start by pushing on the lining bottom, push that through. And you'll see it's really easy on your hands. You're less likely to mess something up. If you like to use metal zippers, you're not going to scuff on your, on your zipper or anything like that. And then you just push out your other bottom side. And then I just like to double check that everything looks good. You hate to sew it up before, you top stitch or anything like that. Make sure everything is lined up properly. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna pull our zipper pocket lining out. So you've got this little hole left open. And then you're gonna grab the bottom of your lining. I like to start with one side and pull that completely out, and then I'll pull the other side out. But once you get to a certain point, they kind of just want to go together. This may look like a lot of work. I know I was super skeptical when Kylie first showed me. I was like, okay, but it's extra work versus birthing it through the hole, but it has saved my hands. And a few bags, because I've had things rip, you'll rip your zipper pocket, something like that. All right, so I've got both my lining pieces here pulled out, and I'm just going to line up where it starts and where it ends. If you're doing a circular bottom bag, you want to make sure that you clip out all your quadrant markings, like if you've seen my Harriet video or if you watched us make the mini backpack in Sew Whatever. So I've got that all clipped together, and I'm just gonna sew with a little bit wider of a seam allowance so that the bottom of the bag isn't saggy. And then my stitch length is set to 3.5 or 4, just a nice construction stitch length. And then I'm gonna sew up my corners. This will be different based on what bag you're making. I am making the Elaine handbag. This is my own pattern. And one of my testers, when she made her version of the bag, she didn't have enough cork to make the main panels the same size. So she shortened the whole bag by 2 inches, and it was so cute. I was like, I wanna make a few like that. Just cause not everybody wants big tall bags. Okay, so I'm sewing up the side corners. Readjusting. This can be kind of difficult if you're not sure how the bottom gets attached on a bag. Like if you've never made it before, it can be a little confusing to know what you're looking at since it's a smaller workspace. So if you try this and it doesn't really work for you, that's okay. I just don't feel like there's a right or wrong way to do things. It's just whatever works for you. You can try and pull your lining out a bit more. This probably would have been easier to show you guys on like a darker colored fabric, something that didn't have a light colored lining. And then you can trim your excess if you'd like. I'm going to leave my excess because I think it gives a little more body and reinforcement in the corners, depending on your materials, of course. But I didn't interface my leather and I want it to stand up nicely, so I kind of leave them as a spine. So I've pushed the lining, the main lining, back through the zippered pocket. And you just want to kind of double check, make sure everything fits nicely. This is, again, your last chance to correct something, but everything seems to fit okay. So then you tuck just like an inch or half an inch of your zipper pocket lining in on itself so that there is no raw edge. Again, give that a nice little clip. And then I like to add a woven label to this part. So I have some with my brand name, but I also sell some that say like I took forever to make and different funny sayings like that. And we're just gonna sew that hole closed. And I like to add a woven label because I feel like it makes it look a little more intentional. I don't know. Most consumers who will look inside your bag aren't going to think like, oh, this is where they turned the bag through. So push that pocket back in the bag. And then I like to shut my zipper pocket so that I know I've finished sewing it. And then you can just you know, get along with top stitching your bag and finish sewing it up, and your hands don't hurt as badly. At least mine don't anyway. So I hope you guys enjoyed this little mini focused tutorial. If you did, be sure to check out my other videos if it's your first time here. Don't forget to subscribe and leave a comment below letting me know if you've used this method. Did you enjoy it? Did you not enjoy it? Or if you know of a different method that works for you, because it might work for somebody else. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.